afternoon, boys and girls. It is Thanksgiving, or was it yesterday, in America. And I imagine you guys have family to talk to and stuff. So for those of you that like to hang around with your family and stuff, you're probably not going to hear this till tomorrow or the day after or whatever. But for those of you who either don't want to talk to their family or the family doesn't want to talk to them, like me, I've got some New Jersey Devils for you. Yeah, so the New Jersey Devils have been a fantastic franchise for quite some time, making most of their name in the clutch and grab days with guys like Stevens and Danico and Claude Lemieux, and you know, they survived heavily in those days, in the clutch and grab days, the boring days of hockey, as a lot of people like to say. But they played it well. They were, of the boring, they were the most boring, but the most boring that won championships. Now they're leaving that, well, they have been for quite some time, leaving that era. We all are leaving that era and going through a transition, but still maintaining that grinding defensive type game. That's still their mantra. It's still what they're drafting like. It's still who they pick for prospects, and for the most part, who they bring in for veterans as well. Shiro, oddly enough, came from Pittsburgh, that played the complete opposite of that style, actually. After Lamoriello left, it was kind of surprising that they picked Shiro, but Shiro is a great hockey mind who built a lot of great organizations in Pittsburgh. But he's still maintaining that with like Pavel Zacha that they picked up, that they drafted. What was the last? McLeod that they just drafted as well, as that type of player. Palmieri, Blandisi, who is down in the minors this year but has been going up and down. All of these guys have that sort of type of game. And of course, then there's the big Hall trade, as I talked about with the Oilers. Kudos on Shiro for not gloating over this trade. He actually said that, I can't remember his name, and it's my favorite team, and his name has totally left me right now. But he actually said that he was building a team, and we had a really hard time giving away Larson for Hall and blah, 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 blah. Look, you milked us, okay? All right, you milked us. Thanks for being nice, but you totally destroyed us in that trade. It was a bad trade, and you guys got the benefit of it. And the player you got is exactly what I just said. He is a full defensive, offensive forward, big, huge, big man, strong, grit, everything you need in a fast, everything you need in a winger, like top 3, top 4. But he plays a full court game, full, like, back and forth constantly. In Edmonton, we didn't have any defense to get him the puck, so Chiarelli is what his name was. Chiarelli. See, the rum still doesn't get rid of the mind completely. When he was with the Oilers, he used to have to skate down in our end to get the puck from the defenseman. It was like, he'd go right up to the defenseman like this and say, could you get me, could you pass it here? How about here? How about now? Now? No? Okay, now I'll go. And you know, you wonder why he didn't get a point a game or only scored 20 goals. He had to skate the whole level of the rink all game long. I mean, it was sick, really. And honestly, to trade him to me was, when I did the Oilers, I made some possible reasons why it happened, and maybe Chiarelli is a mad genius, but yeah, I think he still could be a good GM. I don't know what their logic was. Heck, I've done it before in life where you've convinced yourself that a bad thing to do was a good thing to do, and that sounds like what happened there. But anyways, we're talking about New Jersey. So they have an amazing player in Hall. They're building a strong grinding team in an era where they're going with speed. Not that these players don't have speed, they do have speed, but they're not known for their speed. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. By the way, with the Hall trade, they didn't even give their best defenseman up. That would be Severson, who is going to be, and who already is an excellent defenseman and is going to be a stud defenseman on their defense for a long time. We can't talk about New Jersey. Oh, by the way, the hiring of Hines was fantastic. I love watching that guy coach. As you can tell, I have an affinity for coaches because I really enjoy watching coaches, how they coach the game and how they bring up their players and teach players systems and all that stuff like that. And this Hines guy reminds me of these guys with this old school aura about him, but a new school mind towards the game at the same time. And he seems absolutely brilliant. I think he's the kind of coach that can take whatever kind of pieces you give him and make the best out of them. He's going to be really good. But it's going to be really hard to tell, like I said about Montreal, because they have Waugh, and it's hard to tell how good their team actually is, because they have this second best goaltender in the league, in Schneider. Horvat for Schneider, how's that doing for you, Vancouver? Oh, boy. That was an unbelievable. Lamoriello's finally, final hurrah to say, okay, remember, I'm still one of the best GMs that ever was, because, boom, here you go. You got Schneider before he goes. And that guy will probably win a cup with a team that would normally not win a cup. He's that kind of a goaltender, like Price or Lundqvist with the Rangers, although he hasn't won a cup yet. I think he'll even be better than Lundqvist. He is that good. He's an amazing goaltender. So if you're a New Jersey fan, you've got a very interesting time ahead of you. And if you're the type of old school, grind them out, physical type, team-loving person, you're going to like these New Jersey Devils, because that's what they're building there. And I'm going to really like to see how that type of game works in this new NHL, as they say, with the Florida Panthers and all the possession. And I think New Jersey's possession numbers are actually pretty good. And if you look at the LA Kings, who's Suter, who I call the coach that to coach possession before possession was cool, they are that type of team as well. And it seems like they're going after that type of system with maybe even a little more goal or a little more scoring. So it could work out really well for them. It seems like every team I do right now that are building, I'm saying this team is going to be great. And that's not just because I'm a positive person, because I'm not, actually. I'm not a very positive person at all. But when it comes to the future of hockey, I am, and you have to be. It's hard to be a pessimist when you see each team building in such a way, and the skill that is coming up in the league right now, the young players, and that it's the parity that's happening. It is amazing that we have this many teams now, and we're going to have this much talent in each team. We're looking at the next decade is going to be some of the best hockey you've ever seen. So keep on watching, New Jersey. Sometimes you're a little finicky there, guys. You're not really filling the rink all the time. Although when I talk to Jersey fans, man, they know their hockey. So it almost to the point where they're almost maybe on the snobby side when it comes to hockey. Not in real life, but when it comes to hockey, they're that much about it. So they're kind of snooty about their team not doing well. I can get that. Toronto Maple Leaf fans could use some of that because it pushes their team to do better. So I hope the team gets better for you, and I hope you fill that rink because we love you, New Jersey fans, and we want to see you do well. Probably some things I missed. There was certainly a player I wanted to talk about, but I completely forgot. I guess I'll get it to you next month when I start talking more about individual players and what I think teams should be doing for their future. Well, it's rum o'clock, and I know I said rum and nog o'clock, but actually I don't drink nog, and whoever was the first person to say, yes, I'll have some nog, when somebody asked them if they wanted nog, you're weird. Because I never would want to drink nog. No. Anyways, have a great day, everybody.